Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the First News newspaper. Tinubu Shettima, no fate Friday as Supreme Court rules in PDP's suit. Tinubu Shettima, no fate Friday as Supreme Court rules in PDP's suit. And some riders here, opposition party seeks to void APC presidential, vice presidential candidates' joint ticket. You find all the details on the front page of the First News newspaper. And then when we move to the front page of the Business AM, analysts memo to Tinubu harps on value confidence for Naira. Analysts memo to Tinubu harps on value confidence for Naira. All right, fiscal monetary policies must be complementary. Those are some of the riders you're getting from that story on the front page of the Business AM. We move now to the front page of the Daily Trust. Dangote Refinery, a game changer. President Buhari speaking there. And some riders here say flag self-Lake Chad oil drilling today. Nigeria to be self-sufficient. Dangote speaking. To generate $21 billion, employ over 100,000 youth. African company for Africa by an African entrepreneur. ECOWAS is also speaking. All the details on the front page of the Daily Trust. And to the front page of the Blueprint. $18.5 billion Dangote Refinery game changer for Nigeria's economy. President Buhari speaking. And some riders here planned to process 650,000 barrels per day, generate 135,000 jobs. Dangote CBN speaking. Operation will be based on international best practices. All the details on the front page of the Blueprint newspaper. And to this Nigerian newspaper now, the major story here. Dangote shocks oil world, builds largest refinery in Lagos. Buhari says plant is game changer for Nigeria's economy. First fuel products ready in June 2023. Dangote speaking. CBN pegs cost of building at $18.5 billion as African presidents applaud project. Mike.
I have the Nigerian News Direct here, and it says Dangote Refinery will generate $21 billion. That's the president is saying this, and to employ over 100,000 youths. Okay, that's what News Direct has. Dangote refineries will generate $21 billion. That's President Buhari saying that. Business Day is the next one. He says Dangote repays 70% of refinery debt. Products to hit market in August. Right? Dangote repays 70% of refinery debt and products to hit market in August. Okay? That's what Business Day has. And leadership is next. 16 years after Blue Star setback, Dangote lives his dream. Accolades as Buhari commissions Africa's largest refinery in Lagos. Okay, that's what the leadership newspaper has. From there, let's go to Daily Sun. Dangote Refinery's fuel hits market in August. Okay, and accolades as Daily Sun. Daily Sun says Dangote Refinery's fuel hits market in August. Okay, and at official commissioning, Buhari describes the project game changer for the economy. And CBN others pay tribute as NNPC says that 400 billion monthly subsidy unbearable. Okay, that's what the Daily Sun has. From there, let's go to Vanguard. $21 billion revenue, 100,000 jobs coming from our refinery. Okay, Vanguard, that's a Vanguard newspaper. $21 billion revenue and 100,000 jobs coming from our refinery. That's what the Vanguard newspaper has, saying that. From there, let's go to the Nation newspaper. The Nation is saying petrol, diesel, others to flow from Dangote Refinery July. 40% of output from the 650,000 barrels per day facility for export. That's what the Nation newspaper has. Okay, from there, let's go to the Punch. The Punch newspaper is there. Punch is saying that Dangote Refinery petrol hits market July. Federal government to save 7 trillion naira. Dangote Refinery petrol hits market July. And federal government to save 7 trillion naira. Okay, that's what the Punch newspaper has. From there, let's go to the Daily Times. Daily Times, and it says Nigeria loses 2,500 under 5 children daily from preventable causes. Shibaju is saying this. Nigeria loses 2,500 under 5 children daily from preventable causes. As the Vice President, Yemi Osinbajo, is saying that. All right, the Guardian newspaper is the last one we're looking at now. It says telcos' rising revenues, profits fail to reflect in quality of service. That's what the Guardian has there. It says telcos' rising revenues, profits fail to reflect in quality of service. Okay, that's what the Guardian newspaper has. Right, Veronica?
All right, Mike, let's quickly look at the story that is on almost all the papers this morning, talking about the Dangote Refinery and how much of a game changer it is for not just Nigeria, but for Africa, because world leaders were gathered in Lagos yesterday to witness the groundbreaking ceremony of the commissioning by the president. And they all spoke glowingly about the project and how the fact that this is happening in Africa, because with the project itself, it's looking like something that meets the world standard. Everything put in place, and they are ready to hit the ground running. And it is being reported that products from the refinery will be hitting the markets in August.
Well, it's a good thing. I believe this is what all Nigerians, or in fact all Africans, are supposed to celebrate, because this, in fact, if I have my way, this is supposed to make Guinness World Record. Yes,
okay.
Because it is being given the title. It is the largest single train refinery in the world.
Yes.
In the world. Underline that.
Yes.
So it tells you that it is holding a record.
Yes, it
Exactly.
meets the requirement.
And you know, the refinery is not something 2, 3, 4 engineers here come and put together. No, it is something that there are certifications around the world that it has to meet for it to even be approved, you know, and so on. So it's a good development. And one thing that is going to make Nigerians happy too is the fact that this refinery coming on board, issues of the subsidy that has been an issue over the
our
decades.
flesh.
Let's remove subsidy. No, we'll not remove subsidy. Let's remove subsidy. No, we'll not remove subsidy. It will naturally fizzle out. Because because the point there is this refinery, the refinery has the capacity to service Nigeria 100%
on a daily.
On daily, and then have a capacity to also export excess from there. That is not to say that Dangote Refinery is specifically for Nigeria and will serve Nigerians alone.
Very good. Emphasis, please.
Because it is a private entity, and it will operate as a private entity. Now, it also has interest around the world. Now, you saw some presidents of countries coming in there. So you don't know what kind of, we are not privy to what kind of agreements that were signed on behalf of their countries to say, okay, give us so percentage, or a ship will come from our country every day or every month, or whatever the thing is, we don't know. So the point there is that as much as the refinery is situated here, doesn't mean it is only Nigeria it is going to serve. So these are the dynamics around it. But we hope that with the refinery coming on board, the issues of subsidy that we've always been talking about has become more political than economic, will become a thing of the past. Another good thing there is the issue of over 100,000 jobs that is going to create. Now, that alone is another huge plus for Nigeria and even West Africa, because the point there is that it may not only create jobs for Nigerians, there are going to be expatriates there who are
Of
going
course.
to come from other parts of the world, as far as they are qualified and so on. And those kind of companies also attract artisans. Because the expatriates that are there are going to need different things and so on. And it's going to attract different kinds of indirect jobs as well. So it's a good thing. It's a plus for Nigeria. It took about 7 years for it to be built because it started in 2016, you know, and here it is. So it tells you that if a single person can do this, government can even do much more. But the issue, we understand the issues of politics here and there. Because after the 4 refineries that we have, the last one was built in the 80s. And then after that time, we have not seen anything again. So with this now,
and then
the other refineries
having modular refineries.
Yes,
at
exactly.
some point,
Which didn't
was
really
here and
pick
there.
up. It was here and there. But although we saw one in Edo State and then I think one in Anambra State, you know, like that. But they are not adequate to service Nigeria. So we just hope that with this refinery coming on board, we'll begin to turn the way that our former refineries, or not former, 4 refineries. They're not former, they're still there. Good. So we'll begin to turn around the way they used to operate. Because if government begins to patronize this and starve those refineries of crude and all of that, but which is not the right thing though, but we have often seen how government operate these things. But either they are going to be sold or they will allow the turnaround maintenance to work so that Nigerians can get the best of what they need to get. So that's what they think.